Certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Wide.
It's a welcome back to health for last year's #1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the 1st. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Devon Kennard. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Black.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to the ground, Cook. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Cousins. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jarrad Davis coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. He gets it to Humphries. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Devon Kennard in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Throwing is Cousins. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing third and goal. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as well. Get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Now Cousins. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. This is the newest member of the Lion backfield, LeGarrette Blount, and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. First carry for Amir Abdul. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. But I believe a Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll run it here with Blount. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A nice job of just sticking the helmet down 9 yards on the play, but still 3rd and 12 now. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. He'll field this at the 5. Oh, and now he bowls him over. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. And out now come the Vikings.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And now running right through it. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this 1st quarter. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Cousins. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Vikings 1st down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins. Cousins now 9 of 11 passing in this 1st half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Going for the deep ball. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Now blown. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And the tackle there by Chris Long.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up.
Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Again, this is Cook, and he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Second down, Cousins. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down. Third and short yardage, Cousins. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Jumbo, jumbo! Hey, go here!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Linval Joseph in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a fourth down. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 18. A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to...
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Kerry Hyder in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. To throw, Cousins. And Diggs has it. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On the carry, it's Cook. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. Two minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this.
Hey, flipper.
Cousins now. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. After the interception, here's Stafford. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Let's go. Wide.
They pitch it out to Cook. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing, Cousins. Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So here come the Lions now. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This is Theo Riddick. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The Lions on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. From the end zone, Stafford forced out to his left. Hard throw, incomplete.
But the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he's on to punt for Detroit. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Returnable here from the 38. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your...
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now it's the backup Simeon. And he slides to avoid the hit. They give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Brad Wing now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. On the return, it's Tate. So we've reached halftime. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Blunt. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Now a first down throw, Stafford. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense.
And they drop him for a loss. loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through the...
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Stafford. And he fires one incomplete. LeGarrette Blount was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Kerry Hyder, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And Rudolph has it left side. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Here's Brad Wing now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now it's Tate. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Jumbo, jumbo. 22. 21.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. He finds Riddick complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on 1st down. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal. They'll go to Blunt, try and pound it in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. LeGarrette Blunt, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have tied it. If they hit the extra point, they'll have the lead. Prater for the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now out comes Minnesota. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, here's Simeon. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here we go now. Green 39.
3rd and 2, Simeon. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Brad Wing now. He's been terrific so far. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is fielded at the 7. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
21. 21.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And his throw is incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Lions on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. And Tate's got it. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Stafford. It's caught. Jones. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker.
All right, here we go.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
21.
Now a carry for Blount. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Stafford, he'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. Showed the nice footwork and then hit and drop shy of the 45. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
3rd and 2, Stafford. And he connects with Ebron. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Stafford finding his big tight end Ebron for a Lion first down. Now a play fake here on first down. And he dumps it off to Blount. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To the air again, Stafford. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They give him a gain of 38. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Again, it's Stafford. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stafford. The quick slant caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now Stafford. And that is incomplete.
And that drive was going pretty darn well. 3 previous times converted on 3rd down. But on that one, the defense rose up and said, enough of that.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. They start the drive with Cook. And now running right through it. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Hot! Hot!
Here's Simeon now on 2nd down. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cook. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. They run, Cook, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
And he's got this down to the 35. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
To throw on second is Simeon. He gives it to Humphries. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Simeon now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it second down.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Back to throw. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. And they got the extra point, so it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Bailey now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Going underneath to Blount. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll look to throw. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. He's back to throw. Being chased out left. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
Ebron's got it. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Stafford. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now it's Stafford. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 7 on the play, and they're going to have a third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and we are all tied at 16 apiece. So a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get in overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, We're going to definitely travel someone who could help us because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I'd love to see games finish that way.
So for the Vikings, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.